Hello everyone, we are going to work on percent of change. This is a very important concept, something you will see tested, something important just to understand. So last year the board game club had 30 members. So I want you to underline this. If you do not have this copy, just do this on your own paper and write down last year and put it equals 30. Last year there were 30. This year the club has 24 members. Determine the percent of decrease. And again, if you have your own paper, write this down. Just write the circled part down. Determine the percent of decrease in the number of members. So this is a percent problem, but we do not have a percent. So we cannot change the percent to a decimal and multiply. Instead, what we do is we find the percent. We're going to use our backup method, which is over of equals percent over 100. Number of is TWO, total, whole, or original. So in the word problem, if I look for the total, whole, or original, okay, and that would go on bottom. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this and solve it over here. This number, 100, stays the same. Okay. Now, this says last year. Well, last year, guys, hopefully you know that would be the original of the TWO. That's the original. Okay. And normally I actually start right here. I don't know the percent, so the percent goes up here. Okay. Now, the one thing where people mess up is they want to put 24 up here. 24 does not go on top because the percent and the is, they have to match. So I need to put the decrease. So how much did it decrease by from 30 to 24? Hopefully you can tell that means it went down by 6. Okay, so that is my is. This is the part. Okay, so then we cross multiply. If you don't know how to cross multiply, get ready. Make sure you're writing. We have 6 times 100. So 6 times 100 is 600. Okay. 6, and I move it 1, 2. Then I have 30x. Then I have this equation right here. I want to get rid of the 30. Now, before I do that, some of my students ask, is it okay to put the 30x over here, 600 over here? It's absolutely okay because this is an equal sign. But if this was like greater than or less than, then I want to make sure when I start here, it goes to the left. When I start here, it goes to the right. So I'm just going to leave it like this because this would be officially the correct way, but with an equal sign, I can switch it. It doesn't matter, okay? So I'm going to divide both sides by 30 because a number next to a variable is multiply. So we divide so that that goes away. When I divide this, I would cross that out. So all you would need to do is 60 divided by 3. Some of you probably know that, which is 20. And so our answer is 20%. Okay, please do not put 20% over 100. Do not do that. Okay, it's just 20%. Okay, so we're going to do the same type of problem again on the second problem. In the 7th grade, John read 15 books. In the 8th grade, he read 21 books. Determine the percent of increase in the number of books John read. So 7th grade, write it down. John read 15 books. In the 8th grade, he read 21. Determine the percent of increase. And it's percent of increase because the amount of books he read changed through the years. He read more the second year than the first year. Okay, so let's start. Our basic equation is over of equals percent over 100, okay? Remember, of is your TWO, total, whole, original. Total, whole, original, okay? So I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to set this up. So I have 100 on bottom. Okay, I have 100 on bottom. Always. I don't know the percent because I'm looking for the percent of increase. Okay, so let's find the total whole original. So the total whole original would be 15 because that's last year. That is the original amount. Okay. Now remember on top, we are not going to put 21. We are going to put how much it increased by. We also call this percent of change. So we want to find the change. So we're going to subtract 21 minus 15, and we can tell that that would be 6, right? So now we're going to cross multiply. So I'm going to just wait a second. I want you to try to cross multiply. Looks the same as the last one, right? At the beginning. So 6 times 100. On the other side, we have 15x. And then we divide both sides by 15. Okay? So 600 divided by 15. Okay? 460, 0, pull down the 0. 15 into 0, 0. So we get 40. So that is a 40% increase in the number of books. Okay? Last problem. I'm going to set it up, and I want you to cross multiply by yourself. Okay? Jordan planted tulip bulbs last year. Write that down. Last year, there were 45. This year, she plans to plant 54 tulip bulbs, or 54 bulbs. Determine the percent of increase in the number of tulip bulbs to the nearest tenth. So if we have to round it, we're going to round it to the tenths. So again, this is a percent problem, but I do not have a percent, so I cannot change the percent to a decimal and multiply. So I am going to instead do is over of equals percent over 100. Our of is our TWO, total, whole, or original. So when I'm looking in the word problem, I'm looking for these things, the total, whole, or original. So come over here. What stays the same? 100. What are we looking for? We're looking for the percent. Okay, so I'm going to put an X there. Okay, and just one little thing as we move on to the next part. Remember, well, let's find our total whole original. Our total whole original would be 45 because that was last year. Now, remember, we do not put 54 on top. We put how much it changes by. Okay, so figure out how much it changes by. And we'll probably get 9. Now, you're going to finish this up, but I do want to make sure you understand. Please make sure, if this is a multiple choice question, do not put 9. That's just the change. We want the percent of change or the percent of increase. So make sure you do not just put 9 if this was multiple choice. You have to change it to the percent. Okay? Very, very important. So you cross multiply this.